So the cars line up on the grid then for the first Formula Ford UK race of the weekend here at the Grand Prix track at Brands Hatch. The red lights go on, they go off, then the UK Boost cars are in front of the grid. Lots of cars, doing a great job from Andy Brewer. The two cars almost collide, the two German cars of Luke Williams and Jake Cook. Eric Lichtenstein has a clutch problem. We have heard of the grid, and Lichtenstein hardly makes it through paddock hill bend, so all the Duratec cars pass him. It's the EcoBeast that leads the way though. Of course, Andy Brewery is the person that is our race leader. The Fluid Motorsport cars there going side by side through Gravel Bend, but Brewery is the person that leads onto the Grand Prix loop by a good few car lengths over the German cars. The first of those German machines is Luke Williams. He's just ahead of Jake Cook. Then Kevin Corcoran is the best of the rest as they head down toward Hawthorne for the first time. Eric Lichtenstein makes his way into the back entrance into the pit lane. So here be our first retirement of the race here. Meanwhile, into clearways, and it's Nosa down for second position between the two German cars. Almost go side by side as Luke Williams runs out wide, but Jake Cook can't quite keep the speed up on the inside of the corner, so they cross the line. It's Brewery with a big lead from Williams, and then Cook comes round the outside into paddock hill bend. They can't do it. He can't do it. He stays behind Williams at the moment. These two cars are second behind the race lead. Then Corcoran in fourth. Big gap back to the next GTR car. That is Julio Moreno. Then in sixth position, the leader Duratec. That's Josh Keekens. He is also the first of Dutch drivers. And next is Bartman Orsen, Maxim Espresso, and then the first of the people calculated for the British Championship, Alco Wara, in his first ever Formula Ford race. He runs ninth as they cross the line, but still no to tell for second overall. A second and EcoBoost between Williams and Cook, and that's allowing the car that runs in fourth position. Kevin Corcoran to close him in. And that's Alcoa, I think, being able to go with the third of Dutch cars, transmission. Yes, it was. Then Ollie Rao was next, then Ollie Raven, and then Matt Rao, but back of a second through clearways again to complete lap 2. Still Luke Williams. No, they've got places, haven't they? Jake Cook led, but Williams fights back into paddock hill bend. He can't do that, so it's Cook ahead of Williams, ahead of Kevin Corcoran, who runs there in the fourth. And the best of the Duratec's come through, still with that being Josh Keekens ahead of Bartman Os. Ollie Ray leads the British race there, come around the outside there, but not being able to do it. A bit further back, that was Gavin Halls trying to pass Alex Drabble. Battle for second, heads down towards Hawthorne Hill, and it's just about Cook still ahead of Williams, but Williams is trying to fight back down towards Hawthorne. Heard that Falcawara has retired from the race now then, so as well as who went out for the first lap, Brendan Martin Dye, Ryan Cullen and Michelle Flory all went off at Hawthorne. Out looking at some, we already know has retired from the race. So there's 16 cars left on the circuit. Jake Cook is still ahead of Luke Williams as they head onto the Barron Straight to complete lap 3 and ducking out the slipstream. Here comes Luke Williams round the outside to trying to get second position off Cook, but Cook has a line defending, looks a break there when Williams gets all sideways. Now he tries to come back at him out the corner, side by side for second position as they head up to Druids. Second in the Duratec are starting to get the closer. Macklin Splitter and trying to close in on Bart Vanos. Then we got Raoul, Ollie Ray, the best of the British Championship contenders, from Abdul Ahmed and James Hammond as the top 3 in that. Majority of those cars head through paddock hill bend together. So Andy Brewery still at the front of the pack. Corcoran keeping with the two German cars. Williams in front of Corcoran, and then in front of Williams is Cook. So they head down towards Hawthorne's. The Dutch cars together now for 6th overall. This is for the lead in the Dutch class. Josh Keekens up Bart Van Os. Head down. Fastest up the race so far to Andy Brewery, 1:29.790, which was on the second lap of the race. He got that, so soon to complete lap 4 then for Andy Brewery. Big start moment there for the second. It's Luke Williams once again. He's got ahead of Jake Cook as they head down towards paddock hill bend. Brewery then heads through there now with his big lead, about 2.5 seconds over the two German cars. So Williams back ahead of Cook, and the two of them started to make a small gap now with Kevin Corcoran. As the British Duratec cars head through clearways, and there a gained of position of Fabian Welter, who's making his way up because he was at the back of the pack earlier on. How he's up to 12th overall, which is 4th of the British Championship cars in the Durotex. Still Ollie Ray leading that to Abdel Ahmed by about 4 seconds now. Ollie Ray really dominating the British part of the Durotex. James Hammond sits 3rd, 4th Welter, 5th Rao, 6th Blundell. Side by side there as they head up the hill, and Abdel Ahmed, I think, who was coming under pressure from James Hammond, who's trying to find a way through. They make their way through to that onto the Grand Prix loop. Now then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all absolutely together, and Gavin Hall's not far behind either to try and make it 7. Anti-Booby still leads, but we've got a slow car there. That is Jake Cook, who was battling for second. He looks like he's going to come into retirement. Meanwhile, the Durotex leaders pass him. Bart Van Os just ahead of Josh Keekins now, so Bart Van Os has took the lead, I think, in that one. Number 70 leads the way now from Keekins, a big gap to Max Van Splitteren. Then 8th overall now for Ollie Ray. He leads the British part of the Durotex. And then here comes Abdel Ahmed, who is maybe falling behind James Hammond now. Fabian Welter there as well. Let's have a look as they exit the corner there side by side here for the position of the Ahmed. May want to drop to the back of that group. Now James Hammond under pressure, and Fabian Welter as they head down towards 30th, and Welter's got through. Welter up to 2nd, I think that is now. He was the person that was pretty much the back of the queue of cars to begin the race, but Fabian Welter's forward his way through here now to be 2nd in the British class. Meanwhile, the leader of the Eco Boost, Anti-Booby, heads through clearways to complete yet another lap of this race. He's got a very healthy margin to Luke Williams as they complete the 6th lap of the 18-minute race. We're halfway through the race now. A 2-second lead it is for Anti-Booby. Then another 4 seconds back in third position is Karen Corcoran. Then coming through in 4th position is Julian Moreno. He's not much ahead of Bart Van Os, that is the leader of the Durotex. He leads Josh Keekins by 4/10 of a second. The Max Van Splitteren is in at 7th. Ollie Ray still just about leads the well, he's got a reasonable lead in the British part of the Durotex. It's Fabian Welter though who leads this big gang on the card. 4.5 seconds for lead for Ray over Welter. Then Welter's just ahead of Hammond. Then Ahmed, Rao, Blundell, Drabble and Halls all in a big queue of cars. That's from 9th overall all the way back to 15th. That's almost half the cars in the race then as they head onto the Grand Prix loop yet again. It's a very good race in there. 15 cars left in this race. The 4th time the UK Formula 4 Championship have headed to Brands Hatch this year. As there's the Durotex lead, and that's for the Dutch Championship. That is Bart Van Os still just ahead of Josh Keekins as they complete their 7th lap of the race. Van Os leads by 2/10 of a second. They cross the line, but they're side by side now. Big out of paddock hill benders. Josh Keekins trying to find a way through off on the inside as they head into Drury, so we'll have to see the outcome of that. Fabian Welter starting to get away now in about a second in the UK part of the race. He's now got a good second to James Hammond as the two Dutch drivers almost go side by side yet again. I don't think Keekins has quite been able to find a way past Van Os. As they head into 30s, here they go then, trying to get a tighter line is Josh Keekins, but can't still find a way past Van Os. He still leads the way as they head out of our views. They go underneath the bridge there. To Hawthorns they go. And then we wait for second in the UK part. Well, it's a big gap now for Fabian Welter. They're all starting to split up a bit now, aren't they? We've got Welter second in the car. Ray still leads that one, but that gap's coming down. It's 3.7 seconds now between Ollie Ray and Fabian Welter. Here come the Dutch cars into clearways once again. This battle continues. It's a battle on circuit now for the lead of the Durotex. But Van Os still leads that one as they complete the 8th lap of the race. Van Os 10th in front as they head now through paddock. A good run through the corner for Keekins. Once again he's on the grass trying to come through up into Druids. And has he got it done? Well, no, he lost out there, so he's fallen a bit further behind. Meanwhile, we still have the odd battle going in the UK part of the race. That was Matt Rao trying to defend off George Blundell. the race went on. The battle continued between Matt Rowell and George Blundell, this being for third in the UK part of the race. Good scrap between the two of them. After a problem with Josh Keegan's car, it allowed Bart Van Os to pull away from him and allowed Max Van Splitteren to close in on Keegan's. But on the final lap of the race, a mistake for Brewery at Great Bend allowed the pass to be done for the lead for Williams, but then with a turbo boost problem for him, it allowed Andy Brewer to go back through. Then Williams made a mistake around the back of the track, which allowed an easy win in the end for Andy Brewer, even though that mistake on the last lap of the race. So he would cross the line to take the win by about 4 seconds. But it was a close one for second because Williams just about managed to stay in front of Kevin Corcoran. And a spin on the last lap was a disappointing time for Alex Drabble, as well as Gavin Hall, who retired a couple laps before. So only 13 cars made it to the finish. And Bart Van Os was the winner of the Duratec class by a big margin after Josh Keegan's problem, which allowed Max Van Splitteren to finish second in the Duratec. So there's your results, and Andy Brewery went into Luke Williams and Kevin Corcoran, Julian Moreno fourth, Duratec's won by Bart Van Os over Max Van Splitteren, Josh Keegan's there in third, and Fabian Walter managed to overtake Ollie Ray on the final lap of the race to win